Okay, make sure we have audio. Gotta wait for the 50-minute lag on YouTube. Okay. Yep, there you go. Sweet. Welcome to SEO this week, episode number 71, April Fool's Day. I wanted to think of something cool and exciting to mess with you guys about, but yeah, my lack of imagination today knows no bounds. So I got nothing. I got nothing for you. So with that, as I said last week, we're gonna bring the news back, give you guys time to ask questions. The questions form, as always, is going to be made available to you. Hold on a second. Let me update the description. I just got to get a link to the form. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. That's not on. There you go. Copy, copy. There you go. Got that. Open a new tab. So much fun. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. I don't want to forget. So that's why I'm doing it now. There you go. All right. So if you want to refresh, the form actually is in the description now. If you're watching in the recordings, the purpose of that is so that people who can't show up live can watch the recordings and then ask questions that they come up with on that Google Drive form, and then I'll answer questions. In the meantime, we'll go over some news and stuff. Just not really all that much this week, to be honest. It's pretty much a lot of the same. Boo-hoo, my site's gone. Boo-hoo. And not really very much in regards to insights and what's getting around it. One of the people I like to follow, especially on Twitter, is Grindstone. Full disclosure, Grindstone is actually in my mastermind too, and I get to talk beyond the stuff that he's talking about in his tweets, and he's actually got a theory that the Google reevaluated your website, and more importantly, reevaluated your link profile. And based on your link profile is how you were essentially treated in health content thing. And he's shown us several examples of his clients because he sells links. He's a backlink provider. He sold us, or he showed us several examples, real world examples of real world client websites that had specific criteria in their link profiles that was actually pretty bad. It's his information, not giving it away, and frankly, if we give it away, it's just going to stop working as such. But one of the things is essentially if you're got a whole bunch of backlinks from websites that don't have a lot of backlinks and then you don't have a lot of traffic, those were actually hurting you now versus before when that stuff was air quotes kind of just filtered out by Google. Now, if you watch this show at any period of time, you know that I totally disagree that Google filters out spam links. Excuse me. And the reason I disagree is because I have tested the theory and sent spam links to web pages and websites in an effort to see what happens to those. And oftentimes, depending on how you build them in your anchor text selection, those spam links are actually will increase your rankings. And then also on the flip side of that, depending on how you build them in the anchor text, etc., they will decrease your rankings. So we looked at stuff to how are we going to test Grindstone's theory And so we ran a couple of disavows. And these are on websites that were getting 1 million plus traffic a month. It's not some small test websites. These are legit, full grown websites. And one of them made $2 million in the first 6 months on essentially AdSense um, traffic. So the helpful content update happened to hit both of those sites and brought them down. And one of the sites we applied Grindstone's theory in regards to the disavow file and his idea that having bad backlinks is indeed one of the things that Google is looking at in this reevaluation. And websites that previously were, for lack of a better term, authority sites in a niche got hit, and the disavow file is actually reversing that hit. Now, there's a couple things you got to understand with the disavow file if you want to try to use it. One, you have to set time aside and actually look at those backlinks. You could potentially remove backlinks that are actually doing you good and hurt yourself. It's not a thing where you just go and follow SEMrush's toxicity score or link research schools tools toxicity score and just go blindly disavow everything. That's not the way you do it. On the flip side of that, there are some quick filters, especially if you've got a big ass backlink profile. Like, I mean, an enterprise SEO, like say for stupid big site, probably isn't going to do a disavow file. One, because the disavow file only allows you to add up to 100,000 lines. And if you're an enterprise site and you have millions and millions of backlinks, 100,000 disavowed is going to be, like spitting in an ocean. But if you're one of these guys that has a niche site and you built backlinks, make that be a key because we're talking about backlinks part here. You built backlinks or you saw that you had your website scraped and people are using your images, for example, and building backlinks to your images while building their shitty ass AI websites. Those are hurting you, and you want to disavow those. And typically, right now, the easiest thing, the way to find those is de-indexed domains and non-indexed domains. And the differences are in essentially the tools, but link research tools is either it's in the index or it's not. And then SEMrush, his tools have de-indexed and non-indexed. So de-indexed indicating that potentially they have some kind of access to be able to know manual penalty removals or some system in that regards to manual penalty removals. And so and malware websites. And these are websites, that are typically oftentimes using cloaking. They're using cloaking built off of your content, and that's how you end up getting a backlink from them. And then the malware, the user is redirected to whatever. And so if you hit those and disavow those, and then look at some patterns in your anchor text that a lot of those image scraping websites are using, and you hot linking to your pages, you can create a decent disavow file. The next trick is actually to go in and get those recrawled. And this is not something new that anyone has mentioned. I've been talking about this forever. The disavow file is actually useless for you if you don't get Google to recrawl your links. And that pattern became even more true if you look at the providers, especially the good providers like Link Research Tools. They have that link detox boost which essentially recrawls your links. Problem with Link Detox Boost and Link Research Tools in total is that's $1,000 a month commitment to use it. And if you have a lot of links to crawl for your detox, you can be looking at dropping another $1,400 just to get enough credits. That their system is based off of credits to crawl all your backlinks. And you don't need to do that. You can use an indexer or a crawler service to get that recrawled. But that is important. The disavow file, just putting it in a disavow file does absolutely nothing unless Google recrawls those websites. Now, Google has a whole bunch of de-indexed and non-indexed websites, which if you follow SIA, you can rank for because Google does go back and crawl those sometimes and give you credit or hurt you for those links. Um, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be constantly seen. And so, if you want to see any effect whatsoever, positive or negative, from a disavow file, you have to send it through your crawler and get those recrawled. So think about that process too. And I bring all of this up because I'm looking at here's Cyrus Shepard, and he's got some diagrams from websites that he's looking at, and I think the screenshot's probably from Ahrefs. It looks familiar. And he's got a whole bunch more down here, just showing that these are air quotes high authority sites at one time, and then for whatever reason now they're just getting shit canned. And it's not a unique problem to AI websites. It's not a unique problem to niche websites. It's a problem that a lot of websites are experiencing these days. And it's coming, in my opinion, from a couple of things. One, the link stuff has just gotten so out of control, and the engineers over at Google have lost their goddamn minds. And they're over there just playing whack-a-mole and oh, let's see what happens. And the real brains that started the organization over there are pretty much all gone, and now they're just full retard going on over there. And they're just trying to make changes to make changes, and it's actually hurting a lot of stuff. And then ultimately, it's going to hurt Google's business because users are going to get tired of this. Not SEOs, not business owners. Users are going to get tired of this and start going to different platforms. And that's going to impact Google's market share. It's going to impact their advertising. And eventually, this stuff will get corrected, in my opinion. One of the things in that stuff that's going to get corrected, I think, is going to be SGE. So, unless you're in the Google Labs thing, typically you don't really see SGE, but um, is coming and is going to be rolled out to everybody. But if you look at how they're doing it, in some situations it's smart, and then in other situations it's pretty overbearing. I like this deployment of SGE, this version. How to fix an engine. Oh, there's an AI if I want to have a talk with it. Otherwise, here's my search results. Here's my, people also ask. Here's some videos and then some more search results. I get it. In discussion forums, I'm cool with. I am cool with this. What I'm not necessarily cool with is there's some other things that just pop up. I don't know if this is going to be a good search result for it, but if they're going to have this feature, for example, then they should pull the Quora listings out of the organics. That would be bad. That'd be a good idea for me. Let's see. Here's another deployment of SGE I don't like, but I don't necessarily hate either because it's minimized. So essentially, it's a rich snippet. And I'm not really all that butthurt about it. Or a featured snippet. It's the same, takes up the same space as the featured snippet. And then the people also ask, and then there's some more generative stuff in here, etc. Not all that upset about it. Then you get into, let's go, ideas for women. That's a good search result. You see sponsored, the ads, then generative AI, Again, feature snippet, not all that butt hurt. This is where I think a lot of people are losing their traffic, and that's these lists right here. And I told you guys back when the first product reviews update thing coming out that Google is getting ready to jack your content, create lists right inside of the search results, use your content to do it, and then steal your traffic. And I can tell you for a fact that when this thing was turned on, small business websites got hit like mofos because this is all informational. It's all list built and it is taking traffic from small businesses. Um, and it's using their content. A lot of the time, what it's doing is it'll go to, let's say, these three sites, for example, and it's got, or all of these sites, for example, and you have these 50 business ideas and it's correlating that list and marking it up and saying, all right, so they ask, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 items that were um, on all of these websites, essentially, is how it's looking like they're building it. And then if you saw, they take the definition for that thing from Wikipedia. Let's see if it's here. Wikipedia, graphics, Wikipedia, to build a list. So they can't, so these business owners can't say, oh, you're taking my content. No, they're using Wikipedia, free database that we as users publish. And they're using it here. And then they're listing these websites. So if you're an information marketer or a publisher who lives and dies on ads and you have a page for this, all your work to correlate and do the research and find these ideas is now taken by Google. And then they're essentially just, stealing your list, answering the query and keeping you on Google. I think this snippet, well, we'll call it a snippet, is way more harmful than SGE is, like 100 times more harmful. Because when this thing turned on, traffic on information websites just this decimated. And if you are thinking, oh, that's information websites, just building lists, that's not going to hurt me. Change this search term to, I don't know, let's go best drones for photography. Sponsored, sponsored. SGE, as you see, is pretty much dead. And imagine if this now had, well, they have this Best Buy guide, but that's kind of gay. But imagine if that other feature snippet pops in here. And don't imagine if, imagine when that other feature snippet pops in here and just kills your affiliate websites if you're in the drone space. Let's go. Let's get another one. Let's go. Uh, best drones for beginners. Sponsored. SGE. Correlated list off of all the other websites that are listing this. That other feature is the same thing that this is. It's the product reviews update, the original one where they're bringing the product reviews, best of, and top featured snippet. I told you guys fucking years ago it was coming. Here it is. This one is in the form of SGE. And then you have some more stuff and more ads. This is the merchant one. These are ads. This is your merchant feeds. Everyone's got to can have those merchant feeds turned on. That's what's part of that. What's another market? Let's go. Here's another one. Ads, SGE, best of list correlated inside of SGE. That's AI making it. We're not taking your content. Bullshit. I bet you go through all of these posts and and look at all of the and create a table saying which ones are listed. I bet you those will be the top. Featured snippet. This one isn't this one isn't as bad as that other one is, right? Let's go. It's like more long tail they get. Generating. That one's not deployed out. This again, I don't mind. So just wait until that information um, snippet comes up that I showed you. Just wait till that shows up for your products and your affiliate markets. And then you want to see some people crying. Watch what happens when that thing comes. Because this is killing and just taking traffic left and right from websites, left and right. All right. So we got that one down. Let's see. Google says over focusing on links is likely a waste of time. And John Mueller is this is John Mueller saying it, and I'll tell you straight up, that's bullshit. And it's true. Both at the same time. Both things can be true at the same time. If you are dealing with a website that has gajillion links, looking at links and doing this val is probably a waste of time. I mean, I just gotta say it is a waste of time. If you are a small business owner, those links, good and bad, have a good and bad effect on your website and your rankings, and you damn well better be paying attention to them. If you are building an information website and you're trying to be a publisher, information publisher, and monetize that stuff, links, those matter to you. If once you get to HubSpot, not HubSpot, what's that other one? Huffington Post, Fox News, CNN, Politico. Once you get to that stage, then you don't have to worry so much about links. Go ahead and write your lies and manipulate the masses. But until then, you need to do backlinks. So it can be true and false at the same time. And in this case, overly investing on links, which a lot of people will see this and go, I don't have to pay attention to links. And those are the folks that are getting jacked by helpful content update right now because their link profiles are jacked. Or they don't have any links at all to their 30,000 page fucking AI content website. That's trash. There's that too. This is a post by Glenn Gabe till April 1st. Just published it, but I want you to pay attention to it because there is third-party domains showing up in your top linking pages. And a lot of them are being listed as canonicals. And if you have not been around for a while, a couple years ago, I did a presentation at a conference where Bill Hartzler outed the method, and then at that point, I was like, okay, fine, it's out. I'm gonna go, it'll get fixed because Bill Hartzler outed it. Let me address it. But I could essentially take this page, duplicate it, and then fill it with bad words, like straight up fill it with bad words, if I wanted to. And and then set the canonical link to the right thing, and I can get this page taken out of the search results. And what was happening was because it was canonicalized and the content was so similar, and essentially I could duplicate this page and the images and everything, and just be bad enough that it triggers safe search. And so it would not only take mine out, but it was also take this one out via safe search. It was great for reputation management. And Google fixed it not long after Hartzer outed that method. But again, if you're doing reputation management, that was dope. I don't know how many people were actually using it for that, but I know that it was being used at some point for negative SEO or spam building, and essentially taking other people's stuff and outranking them with their own content, et cetera, with canonical. And that is sometimes there. So you need to um, figure this out and see if it's happening to you, because like all things, Google fixes one thing and then breaks the fix that they had for another thing, and this could potentially come back. And I can tell you that straight up, it will take your website out. And it's actually really easy to do. So you need to keep an eye on these canonicals, especially if have a smaller website. So this report is good for looking at that. And then also inside of Majestic and Ahrefs, you can look for canonicals and see if they show up. If they are blocked, smart people will block these. They won't show up in there, and you have to rely on Google showing you that stuff. So set up a system to download your backlinks every week or so you can get a new 1,000 via the API, and keep an eye out for those canonicals because they can come and bite you. This is enlightening, and the helpful content site isn't about measuring the previous version of the website. So, and a lot of other updates, they indicated, hey, you have this good website, and then we're going to update it, and you get tickled a little bit. This one is actually going, hey, here's all this new set of rules. Let me reevaluate your entire website and then apply this. Um, I want this, let's say this grade. That's what we'll call it. We'll apply this grade to the website uh, as a whole. And I think that that grade to the website as a whole is what's really jacking people up, combined with the backlink stuff. And there's some examples here, like this guy, his travel blog, owned it for years, number one for years, and now all of a sudden stolen content and et cetera is shoved up above the ACU because of the HCU. And it's as always, um, Google isn't accepting responsibility for the effects of their algorithm change. Sites that were highly relevant, highly are just decimated. Crash sites are being promoted. Reddit and Quora as being front loaded, and it's always the same. Nothingness in regards to getting that fix. So I think this is probably not news that you're going to get any enlightenment out of reading, other than to know that this reevaluation of the whole website kind of concept is in line with the idea that they have scores now. And if you've got 100 pages with D minuses and only 2 pages with A pluses, your score average is pretty freaking low. And in order to come up with that score, they need backlinks to say relevant, not relevant, good or not good. And if you don't have good backlinks saying that your pages are good pages, and then you're fucked. It's just how it is. Sorry to say. All right, so let me get into questions now. We're going to do the sheet first. I was using a translation plugin. The URL was in English and the slug was in the translated language. I want to redirect the translated slug back to the canonical slug. I managed to do this redirect back to the home page. Done redact. How do I do the redirection? The only reason you'd be doing the redirection is you want to delete the Korean translation, and in which case, then just delete the Korean translation um, in WordPress, and any redirect plugin will take care of that just fine. It's much easier and much cleaner than to do it that way and use a PHP style redirect versus putting it into your HT access, which kind of slows a whole bunch of shit down. Um, in this case, this kind of thing right here, you're gonna mess with it is exactly what you would do inside of your redirect plugin, and it'll work. Um, so just tell your plugin that you want to redirect that whole thing. If you're leaving those up, then you need to actually look at, instead of doing redirects, set up your href flag tags, and the default will be the English version. And then you can set the Korean version to the KO. And what will happen is Google will only serve the Korean version to users that are set to Korean, and then everyone else will get the English version and set to your href line. Um, that's essentially how that works. Full disclosure, though, I only have one website that uses translation, and I hate the idea that it does it because none of our staff speaks fucking any of those languages that it's in. But I got overruled, and so it is what it is. I also think that those pages, if they don't get backlinks from Korean users, for example, if they don't get those translated pages, don't get backlinks, those are hurting your score too. And you can see that uh, clear as day if you look at SEOintel.com. We got a blog on there. It's news in Google News, Google News approved. We don't build backlinks to it at all, and you can just to kind of prove a point that, and the manually curated news, and the translation is turned on, and it doesn't rank for shit. No backlinks to none of it. The site's doubled because it's got translation stuff on it, and it's gotten, it's in Google News. It's approved in the publishers thing, and even those pages don't get rankings or traffic. So, I mean, we've done it. We've done it intentionally. In my opinion, it's been done. The website is hurt because they just won't listen and build this stuff out systematically instead of just, let's turn on the translation plugin and you see what happens. To use link graph for Majestic, it's awesome to know how to replicate that. But for internal links, the problem with Majestic link graph is cool. I mean, it looks pretty. But the problem with doing it with internal links is that the only technology, especially in all the visualization tools that are out there, is capable of doing visualization are based off of URL structure. None of those visualizations are actually based off of the internal links. So you look at it and you go, oh, look, my silo is great. Well, what's actually great is your physical silo. So your URL structure, directories, domain directory page is great. It looks cool, but you could potentially not have any internal links, or your internal links could be a scattershot hot mess. But you're looking at this graph inside of a visualization tool from Sightbulb, Screaming Frog, what's that other one? Next Spider. There's a whole bunch of them out there that are doing that visualization for data intelligence, and business intelligence is essentially where that is looking from those visualizations. And the information you're getting is wrong, or the information you're basing it on is wrong. So if you look at those and you go, oh, this website is ranking really high, look at its site structure and look at this graph, and it looks awesome. What you're actually looking at is the URL structure of the website, and it's built in such a way to positively to make it easier to crawl. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at the internal links, which could be visualized to be a complete total hot mess disaster. And the reason for that is a lot of those, no one's really figured out how to pull that off systematically. Uh, like if you run a Screaming Frog report and then turn on visualization, imagine if you had a silo of like one money page and 15 pages, and you had 30 of those, and it was bad. It would still be a hot mess of a visualization. You couldn't figure it out why it was bad. Um, using it and the value of figuring out how to visualize that versus the value of actually fixing the internal linking using the visualization is just not there. I mean, it's just not a smart way to look at internal links. So yeah, I would look at those to see how your physical structure is set up. If you intentionally physically structured your website, categories, tags, directories, pages, um, and then use that visualization to make sure that you and your dev team have accomplished that, good for that, but bad for looking at internal links. Let's see. Chip Holmes. Vanish, no. Good afternoon, Lewis. Good afternoon, Vinay. What's up? All right, Chip. I'm just getting started with schema, watching all your videos from a couple years ago to get a foundation. I should use InLink's automatic web page abutment schema until you get up to speed with what you're teaching using rank here. I say that it's better than nothing. Um, Turn on your SEO plugins for sure. Um, and I use SEO Press Pro. Again, better than nothing. Yoast's schema is actually better than most. So you can turn that one on if you want to. And then using inlinks to do the some about mentions in the FAQs until you're happy with your knowledge base to build those out your own is totally worthwhile. I would caution that you won't get a whole bunch of about and mentions out of inlinks. They're very, very stingy in regards to how much they use. So it's a lot harder for the algorithm to figure out what your page is about um, with that implementation. But again, it's better than not having anything and giving Google nowhere to go. So you will actually see some rankings increases and stuff just within links. That is perfect tool for scale if you get the budget, because as you know, it's based off of page counts, etc. And also understand that as soon as you cancel your InLinks membership, all that's gone because it's deployed with JavaScript. And also, if Google ever decides to have another bug where they stop rendering JavaScript and using that for ranking purposes, like they have done before, even not reading Tag Manager, you'll lose the benefit of that at the same time. So I would learn fast, Chip. Rank Gear I own, so I don't have an affiliate link. So just go to Rank Gear. Content Sprout. I don't think Andrew has one yet. If he does, I don't have it, or I haven't downloaded it. So I'm just gonna assume that he doesn't have one yet. um, and in links, just go sign up. Yeah. You guys know I'm horrible with affiliate stuff. Probably make more money with affiliate if I actually did affiliate stuff. But I know I'm not pimping these products out to you guys. So Rank Gear, obviously I am. It's my product, but Content Sprout and InLinks, I've just used them and I like uh, giving product owners that make my life easier a shout out. So, um, and those are two really good tools that I still pay for to this day. Um, all right, let's see. Close this, close this, close this, refresh this. Cool. No more questions. And I think we're done over here. So that's good. Stop the share. So thank you guys for showing up on this April Fool's Day. Hope you had a great Easter and got to spend a little bit of time with some family, etc. It's just me and my wife here now. So us and the dogs had a good day. My wife had a fever and she was sick, which was awesome because she just was quiet and sleeping on the couch while I got to watch pretty much whatever I wanted to watch. So it was an all right Easter. I'm not mad about it. SEO spring training will be is the VIP starts on Wednesday. That's the day of the for the baseball game. The following day, Thursday, there's the morning golf session if you want to go to that, and then there's the afternoon shooting session. I think it's three. I have to look at the calendar. In the afternoon, and then networking for sure. And then Friday is the beginning of the conference. Um, Let me see if I can find the um, schedule one more time. Um, so many drive links. There you go. Yay. What the hell? Oh, shooting's at one, according to this. Hold on. So, uh, ta-da! So Wednesday, Diamondbacks game and the Yankees. Shootings at one. That's not gonna last a whole lot. If you have your own, I know some people are bringing their own firearms and they're going to shoot at the range. Otherwise, you can rent. But when you do what we're paying for, I mean, there's not a whole lot of rounds. So you get some excitement out of that. I wanted to take everyone to one of my clients' ATV tours. It's ATVs, and you can shoot machine guns off the top of the ATVs, but bus transportation and all that was just, Terry didn't want to do that. So we got the next best thing, get you indoor range you can go shoot and check out. I know other people are bringing some of their firearms and stuff. I'm not bringing mine because my long rifles just don't translate well in an indoor range. So, um, but there's some cool stuff there, and if you are loaded and of legal buying tender, then you can get yourself a nice firearm at C2 Tactical, or just check out stuff and see if what you want to shoot. And then the evening is a reception. Oh, that was good last time they did it. I mean, we were out there 2, 3 hours, just chatting up and saying hello and meeting new people and meeting old friends. So that was good. And then the main event is on Friday. Marty Marion is opening up, Adam McChesney, Andrew Sterling, and Brian Wyndham. This is a presentation I think is probably going to kill it if he even gives close to what he did at SEO the Beach. This one will make your money for going to that conference or buying the videos, buying the live stream. This one right here. And then the breakout rooms will go in siloing, link building, AI stuff. If you ever want to make a fake OnlyFans, Chad Lawson's going to teach you how to do it. And then Travis Weathers on building agency. And then that rotates so you can go to different rooms and pick your poison, as it were, for the rest of the afternoon. And then maybe at the end of the day, we'll do a recap. Uh, the next day, Saturday, will be Josh Nelson, seven figure agency. Gregory Ortiz from OMG, Dixon Jones from Inlinks, and Manic Bond from Search Atlas. And then you have the essentially the same speakers, but in a new rotation. So let's say you listen to Terry and you got bored and now you want to listen to Honey, then there you go. They've changed that around so you can, if you miss someone on day one, you can go see them on day two, kind of thing. And then Patrick Shannon from LeadSnap, Charles Taylor, Fox News, SEO, head of SEO, Dino and Matt Zimmerman from Zimwriter. And then you have the conference stuff going on, and this is the tools mastermind stuff, Sunday evening, and so that's really it. I'm looking forward to Charles Taylor because he just got so much more data than anyone else could even imagine. I mean, yeah, he's the head of SEO for Fox News, but the caveat is that those guys have hundreds of websites, right? So he gets to see this in this big old stupid high level view, and so any information he pull out of for Google Discover would be really really dope. I am interested in Patrick Shannon because I want to look more at Lead Snap. Is supposedly not only a Google Maps rank tracker, but is also a competitor to High Level. And I just canceled my High Level account. Um, I canceled it. One, it was really a pain in the ass to set up. Two, while it had some cool features, it was really a pain in the ass to set up. And then three, when I asked for help, they were like, "Oh, well, it's $400 to get help. And if you want us to set it up, help you set it up, give you more hands-on help to set it up." It was $1,000 to set it up, on top of the $300 a month to pay for it. And I was like, "Here's my big old hand to fuck you. I'm not building a business around people that act like that." I mean, if I pay $300 and I could potentially pay, up to 1,500 a month, as I bring more clients and stuff into your system, and you can't even be asked to help me get it going in the first place, then pound sand. So I'll be talking to Patrick Shannon about that. And who else? Elias, be nice to get to see him, and I want to have a nice conversation about SEO Neil with him. Bradley Benner, I want to talk to him about some stuff in regards to agency, and then Brian Wyndham, obviously, and Andrew Ainsley. Will be dope. And then I want to talk to old Merlino about some map stuff. And he's running some maps tests for me that were actually performing really well for broad tail keywords. So it's going to be a great conference. I hope you can come. If you can't make it, there is a live stream. Now, let me give you the live stream link. It's SEOspringtraining.com. Hold on. Just gotta scroll through the 1,000 pages here. Go to SEOspringtraining.com, digital marketing conference live stream. And I'll put it in the chat for you guys. um, Obviously, it's probably late to go, "I want to jump on a plane," but I mean, you do the live stream, and at least get some of the information out of there. It'll be good for you. Vinay, are you going to bully Ted in person for 7-4? Ted's not coming. He's not coming to SEO spring training. If he did, then yeah, I would. It's actually 7-6 is what he owes. But he's got to take our $250 or whatever you guys are paying, 225 a month, and for all his subscribers, and go take his kids on vacation. He can't be asked to do updates for you. So quit asking for it, Vinay, because you're not getting it because he's busy. Yeah, bullshit. Matt Zimmerman, he runs Zimwriter. He also is a patent attorney, an active patent attorney. He's not like part-time patent attorney. He's full-time patent attorney, part-time Zimwriter guy. And his software gets updated regularly. Just throwing that out there. If you wanna, drop that on Ted. All right, Austin. I watched your video about using a tool to get this disavow list crawled. Do you think a public Google Sheet or Doc could be used? Get Colinkery. It's just easier. Colinkery is what you're looking for. And it's a crawler, not an indexer. So that's why it's so much cheaper. Um, I know how it works. Elias has had Colinkery for ages working, and it does trigger crawls. That'd be fine. Google Doc, Google Sheet. It wouldn't hurt to try it, and then make sure the links are live. Obviously, they're actually blue. You know what I mean? And then send it to a bunch of indexers to make sure it gets crawled. You could try that too. I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt. Thank you so much. Oh, my pleasure, Austin. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys spending the time with me. I mean, 20 an hour is not anything to take stick at. And you dedicate and listen to me, whether you're actively listening or just listening to me ramble, or I'm on the side and, using my sexy voice to take a nap. That's cool too. I appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, YouTubers, I'm out of here. I'm going to go say hi to the SEO, SIA crowd, and we'll see you all